Jackson miss his family very much. What's the question? And here the question is with auxiliary verbs, with helping verbs. So don't use WH words in this activity. Remember, don't use don't use what, when, where, no. Just auxiliary verb or helping verb. So don't use WH words. Don't use what, don't use where, who, which, why, how many, no. So just with helping verb. Let's continue. Write these numbers in green in words. So you are going to write 8. So how do you write it? 8. How do we write 13? How do you write 15? How do we write 28? How do we write 30? How do we write 40? How do we write 56? How do we write 87? How do we write 99? How do you write 100 or 100? So write them in words. If you finish, you can go to the next slide. If you don't, stop the video. Write these sentences in the correct form in present simple positive. Angela, verb be, a clever girl. So write be in the correct form in present simple positive. She can play the piano very well. So can write it in the positive form in present simple. Number 3, Richard fly to Madrid every weekend. So you need to write fly in positive form, in the positive form in present simple. And the last example, number 4, Tom teach English at university. You need to write teach in the positive form in present simple. If you finish, you can go to the next slide. So write these sentences in the correct form in present simple negative. So the same sentences in the positive, now write them in the negative form. So what is the negative form of be in this sentence? What is the negative form of can in this sentence? What is the negative form of fly in the third sentence? And what is the negative form of teach in the fourth sentence? If you finished, you can go to the next slide. If you haven't, stop the video. Let's go to the next slide. In the next slide, we have write questions in present simple with the following words. So you are going to write questions. And also in this activity, don't use what, where, how, who, no. Use just the verb, helping verb. So, Angela, be a clever girl. What is the question? So, but don't use WH words. I repeat, don't use WH words. Use just a helping verb. She can play the piano very well. What's the question? Richard fly to Madrid every weekend. What's the question? Tom teach English at university. What's the question? If you finished, you can go to the next slide. If not, stop the video and finish your answers. Ask questions for the underlined words. As we saw in the previous Let's Practice English, so when we have words underlined like 4, 5, usually 7, right? So these we call them underlined words. So we put a line under them. So in the question, you shouldn't repeat these words. So if you write in the question number 4 and 5, it's not correct. If you write a number 2, if you write usually in the question, it's not correct. Number 3, if you write number 7 in the question, it's not correct. And the last example, number 4, if you write white in the question, it's not correct. So you are going to write questions, but don't write these underlined words. Let's see the first example. Emilia has 4 brothers and 5 sisters. So what's the question? Here you are going to use how, where, what, when, why. So here you are going to use WH words for sure, because you can't do them without WH words. Number 2, Jones usually goes fishing in the morning. What's the question? So if you don't know how to ask questions when we have usually, go to the lesson of adverbs of frequency. Number 3, all the students of this class are 7. Here 7, it means age, the age. Their age is 7. All the students of this class are 7. And the last example, Bob's new car is white. Bob's new car is white. So ask question. So if you've finished, you can go to the next slide. If not, stop the video and finish your answers. Let's go to the next slide. So this is the last question of this Let's Practice English number 4. So every sentence, we have 5 sentences. Every sentence has 2 mistakes. 2 mistakes. Find the mistakes and correct them. Sentence number 1. Lubna have 1 sisters and 3 brothers. So in this sentence we have 2 mistakes. Find them and correct them. Number 2. David want to go into the United States. In this sentence we have 2 mistakes. Find them and correct them, and write the correct sentence. Number 3. I can't go at the beach today. In this sentence we have 2 mistakes. Find them and correct them, and write the correct sentence. Number 4. I am 24-year-old. So in this sentence we have 2 mistakes. Find them, correct them, and write the correct sentence. And the last example, Tom and Bob is good friend. Tom and Bob is good friend. So in this sentence we have 2 mistakes. Find them, correct them, and write the final correct sentence. I think that's the end of today's lesson. Let's practice English 4. Thanks for watching. Goodbye and good luck. In lesson 67, we'll have the answers of this Let's Practice English number 4.